Before I share the springtime at our Danish cottage, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Premium Jane CBD oil. I've been using Premium Jane CBD for just about 2 years now, and the CBD has supported both my physical and my mental health. I take a few drops of the oil for tension headaches, sciatica flare-ups, and sore muscles, and the pain or tension that I'm experiencing completely melts away. They're by far the highest quality CBD products that I've tried, and the effects start almost immediately after taking it, essentially allowing me to move freely and easily, and it lasts pretty much all day long. I love the CBD oil, but I also love the CBD gummies, which are vegan, for when I'm having a tough day with anxiety or depression. After just one gummy, I feel completely relaxed and happy. I absolutely love their products, and I hope that you will too. So if you're interested in trying out their CBD oil or gummies, you can use the code LIVING for 25% off. All you gotta do is click on the link in my video description. My favorite thing about spring is the arrival of fresh seasonal fruits. I ate a fruit-based diet for years, and even though I don't anymore, it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I live in Scandinavia and it is really hard to eat a fruit-based diet here. But even with that being the case, I still absolutely love fruit. The huge watermelons weighing upwards of 20 kilos are the first to arrive at the beginning of the spring season, and as soon as we bring them home from the wholesaler, I begin scooping out the watermelon flesh to make the most amazing drink, my favorite, which is fresh watermelon juice. But I always make sure to eat the best part of the watermelon first, which is the center. I add the watermelon to my blender, seeds and all, blend it up, and then strain out the seeds. It is so juicy and sweet, and I have it for breakfast pretty much every day during the spring and summer. Then there's mangoes, another one of my favorite fruits. We get the honey gold mangoes from Southeast Asia delivered here in Denmark, and they are so delicious. I cut them up, and Lucas and I enjoy them together as a sweet snack for the few weeks that we can get them each spring. And I usually eat them alone, but I also love mixing avocado and mango together in a salad because it is so good. And last but not least is a fruit that I haven't seen in Denmark before. I've only found it in tropical countries, and that is cherimoya. I love their unique flavor, which is kind of like a mix of a chewy custard, vanilla, and pineapple. Usually I'll scoop the fruit out of the skin and enjoy them while sitting under our covered patio looking out at the garden. Each year, as the weather becomes a little warmer, I head outside to begin work on our property. Even though we've only had our cottage for the past 2 years, we have worked non-stop to turn this property into a little oasis that's perfect for us. Last year, we began building a new fence to surround our home, and this year we're aiming to finish it. Lucas's family came over to help, and we finished putting poles in another section of the fence. Then it was time to plant the ivy that will climb up the fence and create a green wall that will surround our property. It'll give us the privacy and the solitude that we crave, and will make our garden completely surrounded by nature. But we didn't have long to work outside our home because spring this year was pretty cold and the rains came with a vengeance. It started with thunderstorms and hail and leveled out into many days of steady rain. And even though it was cold, there's something so cozy about sitting under our covered patio, covered in a blanket, and listening to the raindrops patter on the roof. Since it was so rainy outside, I spent most of my time inside preparing for the opening of my Etsy shop, which I promise is coming soon, and baking delicious vegan treats. Some of my favorite things to bake are healthier vegan versions of sweets like muffins and brownies and pancakes and waffles, but I try my best to make them fruit-based with bananas, and I often add things like homemade oat flour, vegan protein powder, and healthy fats like almond butter and flax seeds. The most important thing to me is that they're made mostly from whole foods because that's what makes me feel my best. It also fills our home with the smell of fresh baked goods, and it is the perfect end to a cozy, rainy day working inside. As night starts to fall, the rain breaks, and the spring flowers are so beautiful against the dark, moody, stormy sky. Thankfully, the sun came back soon after, and I was ready to get out into the garden again. This year, I'm beginning work on our garden to grow our own food. We already have several fruit trees that came with the property when we bought it, and last summer we started a blueberry patch, but we knew that we wanted to add to it again this year. We went to the local plant school to buy 3 more blueberry bushes, planted them, and now we have 8 blueberry bushes in our little patch. We made sure the soil is acidic enough by adding peat moss to the holes before we planted the blueberries, and we added another thick layer of peat moss on top of the garden bed before covering it all in mulch. It ended up looking beautiful, and hopefully in a few months we'll have 6 different types of blueberries to pick, including pink berries, which I am so excited to try. And of course, Pepsi was doing his own gardening while we were. Even though we have plenty of fruit trees and a blueberry patch, I also wanted to start growing some herbs from seed. So we got planters that allow the herbs to soak up as much water as they need when they need it, and I planted lavender, mint, chives, and lemon balm to make fresh iced herbal tea to drink on the hot summer days that are hopefully coming soon. And our last project we wanted to work on before summer comes is adding wildflowers to our garden. Everything we add to our garden is planted to either feed ourselves or support the local ecosystem. And this year we were really discouraged by the lack of bees that we saw in our garden, so we wanted to plant more flowers to help feed them. The little wildflower ring that I made around one of our trees is just the start, and hopefully by the end of summer, we'll be able to add another big patch of flowers for the bees and the butterflies. Then all that was left of our spring projects was painting the new fence poles in preparation for adding the rustic metal and a new gate to complete the newest section of the fence. The work on our property takes us a lot of time and effort, but just being able to see the improvements each day, bringing us one step closer to the oasis we dream of creating here, makes all of the hard work worth the effort. And that was spring at our cottage in the Danish countryside. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.